Hello. Please don't skip this intro. I am using a voice box to communicate via SoundCloud. I know that this isn't strange because my cousin called in on episode 10 to order a pizza and your dick. Your hardest dick. Your cock and balls as well. Like my cousin, I have lost my vocal cords in a terrible accident. I was making a big old fucking loaf of bread when ants crept into my mouth and ate my throat from the inside. I lost my neck in the process. My chin is fused to my shoulders and I don't look right. End me. Destroy me. I deserve to be expired. Iniho. I'm drunk off that rum and La Cryox. I'm sick. I'm sad and high. 2. Want a large fucking pepperoni pizza. Justin, drop that thing, my guy.
Guys, welcome to the Valleycast.
And then drops it. Dropped it toward the end there.
That was truly majestic and beautiful. Oh, I want pepperoni pizza to be my improv name.
The Cryox.
The Cryox.
I'm gonna try. Oh.
Wow! Welcome to the
excellent
Valleycast.
Really, pepperoni pizza honestly might be my new rap name.
Pepperoni pizza.
What's up, everyone? I'm pepperoni pizza.
Pepperoni pizza. That's a great name, guys. That intro came to us from a Reddit user, Justin Blind, JSTN Blind or Blund, Blonde. I don't know, but his name on SoundCloud is Jastin, Jastun.
Very feminine. Was that a fake voice? Was that a sample?
It was a computerized voice. Yeah, but I love the picture here. I wish I could share the picture, but Lee could see it.
I love it.
Loved
Yeah.
it.
Just a little open mouth,
It's a
closed
weird
eye.
photo of Elliott I've never seen.
It is, and
I'll leave it up and you can
also
look at it later.
feels
Thanks, man.
very old.
Yeah?
Like it feels like a
Yeah, like a young, like this might have been.
baby
Remember at the
Elliott.
SourceFed office when we used to do like chat roulette?
Yes.
Oh,
It
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like it might be that.
yeah.
If you
Wow,
go back
weird.
to like early Elliott when he was first on that, he looks like a baby.
Yeah.
But he also looks like his neck threw up a face.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having
Wow,
me.
that's really funny. I've never heard that.
It does.
You
It's
look like
pretty
your
amazing.
head looks like your mouth threw up a face.
People are like, sometimes they're like, I don't like the facial hair, and I'm like, if I don't have the facial hair, it just looks like I don't have a bottom half of my face. Like it just melts into the rest of my body.
I love you for who you are,
I do
Elliott.
That's
too,
so sweet.
But I
Thank
also
you.
like the facial hair.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Lee.
please don't shave it.
I like your
guys,
face.
so welcome to
Thank
the
you,
Valleycast. Oh, and
So romantic.
really quick, welcome back, Joe Beretta and Lee Newton.
Oh, thank you so much for
Yeah,
having
it's been a
us.
while since
Also,
we've all
in
been
fairness, welcome back to me because last podcast we did, I was out of my mind. I had
Oh.
about 18 mimosas.
on. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that
no.
was a fun one.
I
with
was
Malcolm.
lost. I was
Yeah.
lost in the ether. So I don't
Honestly,
remember anything we
I
talked
listened
about.
to it. Surprise, surprise. It really did. And I was laughing because I was like, Elliott is so quiet.
Yes.
Like, I was.
Yeah, it's
I
quiet
told
for
myself
Elliott.
that.
It
I was like,
cracking me up because
stay
there's
quiet.
so many things where I was like, oh, he'll say something. And then it was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I was like,
Yeah,
just
you're
don't say
Oh,
right.
anything.
hi, buddy.
Mr.
Oh, there you are. And you're like,
Because Malcolm and I, we had mimosas. So many
It was
mimosas.
an Easter mimosa.
Yeah,
deal.
Easter. Anyway,
Yeah.
but welcome
Easter
back, guys.
mimosas
How are you
are
doing?
Hey, I mean, I'm still snotty. Jesus, there is something going around. And one, I am a little upset that I didn't kill a lot of people because we need one of those.
Oh, you're saying we're due a plague.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
due a plague, but I
Well,
think I
we're
got
overdue a plague.
We are overdue a
Oh,
plague.
you have
but
the little thing.
I had something, and it literally was like it kicked my ass for like 2 weeks. Like
Yeah.
fully kicked my ass.
Yep.
To the point where I sent you guys that video of like, yeah, like whatever my voice was.
Oh, the
And
little animated face thing.
Delvin
Yeah.
kept literally being like, please stop talking.
Please
Like
stop
not
talk-
about your health. It
Yep.
was more about like, it's disgusting to hear.
How
you
many
talk.
of those iPhone X animal things do you make while you're in bed?
Oh, so many.
It's like they're mostly
They're
made while
actually
you're in bed.
a really great time.
I
to
need
do.
the iPhone X. I have
think
the
you'd
one
really
under
love
it.
I
and
think you'd really love it.
Yeah, I want.
One-
it. I'm jealous of people that can make those.
It's just so much damn money.
oh yeah, it's insane. It's so stupid.
But
It's
the payment
stupid.
thing.
The
It's,
payment
it's
thing-
still the money.
It's stupid.
Here's the
still
thing, though.
goes away.
It really isn't necessarily.
That's not how it works, Joe. You do something in payments.
Oh, it's less when
free.
you do it in
It's less
payments?
money. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
What was I gonna spend that money on anyway, Joseph?
You guys
No.
Prescription drugs.
The truth of of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prescription drugs.
Prescription drugs.
You guys are a bunch of hedonistic sons of bitches.
Ooh,
That's what you
hedonistic
are.
is a
You're
great
not
word.
wrong. You of all
just
of us are
figured it's
probably
a
the
word of the day.
He
least.
learned that, yeah.
Joe, what's going on with you? Any announcements? Anything you want to
Yeah,
talk about?
Joseph, housekeeping.
Oh, well,
Anything
Welcome back.
new?
I've been gone recently. I missed a couple streams, and I missed the last podcast. And basically, it all comes down to I'm wrapping things up at my current place of employment, so I can come hang out with you assholes full time.
Oh, yay.
I'm,
So exciting.
Yeah, I'm stepping away from the world of Smosh, which has been great for the last 3 years, which is where I went right after SourceFed, where we used to hang out. And yeah, where I'm taking the plunge.
Honestly, I wish you would have mentioned this to any of us before you decided
It would have been
to
nice.
do that.
I wanted
Definitely
to
would have been
surprise you.
nice.
Yeah.
I wanted to surprise you on the podcast. You
Yeah.
guys do not seem very excited.
More word for you.
Oh yeah, no, this is.
I'm too busy paying attention to the cutting around and the angles of the
Yeah,
video
this
here,
is
so I can't-
gonna-
I'm actually not listening to anything you're saying right now.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
But look, it all really just comes down to my family's hopes and dreams and ability to eat is on your shoulders as well now. So.
Oh, everyone listening, yeah, I want you all to feel bad if you're unable to help on the Patreon because you're contributing to the detriment of Joe's life.
Children. He has 2 children.
It really comes down to, I said this when and I think you said the same thing when you left, Elliott. SourceFed back in the day, is that there's something that just inside you feel like you need to take a risk, and it kind of just nags at you for a while. And that's kind of where I'm at with this. I get to take a calculated risk because of I'm doing it with you guys, and we have a plan, and the Patreon helps, and
And we all believe in each other, and
and
we're
we
capable
all
of.
are ready to do. I think that's the biggest thing too. Is like we're all ready to like fight. Like you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like we're like it's like guns blazing.
all right,
we're
here
ready
I
we
to
was
go.
just
go.
thinking about how, like, when we eventually have our office space, it would be so amazing to just, like, be able to go into a room and be like, fuck it, I got a funny idea. I'm just going to do
Yes,
this.
yeah.
And then edit it up real quick and then show you guys and be like, hey, can I post this? And then
Yeah.
you guys will say no, but I'll learn a lot.
Yeah. And I'll learn how to deal with
I'll learn how to deal with the rejection.
Yeah.
But I'll be able to hone my craft and be able to change myself so that we can work together.
we just
Dude,
feel like
you
the more
guys-
we reject you, the less it'll hurt when the audience does
It's
it.
true, yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, anything that we can't, that you guys are like, holy shit, that can't go on Valley Folk, I'll just put it on my channel.
Sure.
And it all
That's
works
a
out.
total trash fire.
That's actually a contractual
call it, "Holy shit, that
obligation.
can't
that
go
Oh,
on
you-
Valley
everything you
Folk."
made, it must go.
Somebody
it must
asked
be
me-
deleted, and yeah, you can't post that anywhere. It must
Somebody
be-
asked me recently about the health of my channel and whether I see growth or decline regarding certain decisions that I'm making. I'm like, I haven't looked at what my
What is
channel
that?
does in years.
Oh yeah,
I
someone
don't know.
asked me too. Like, what kind of views do you get? I was like, I fucking don't know.
I truly have no idea.
do not know.
There's a reason we set things up the way we did because we
Yeah.
don't know what we're doing. The Office thing is very fun because they're going back and forth right now, and I don't think I've told you guys like up to date entirely, but a lot of it's basically like we're so quote unquote
New.
new.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like,
We're just BBs.
I sent this
We're business
long email
BBs.
and I was like, look, the company is new. I was like, well, we've been doing this for many years. And so now it's just like getting older people to just give us this office space. And I'm like, we'll give you,
Also,
we'll pay for the
It's
rent.
once
I
again
promise.
that dilemma of like, so what do you do?
Exactly. Yeah, and they're like, that's what it
love
was
that too.
because they
They're-
were like, they're like, well, you know, when you take into account, you know, they're like, what about equipment and you know this and that and this and that, and I was like, we're not like ABC. We're not doing
No.
like. I was like,
God,
we're gonna make content as budget friendly as possible. So we'll see what happens.
I
I
do love
really
that
want
talking
that
to
space.
the realtors about that.
Yeah, there was
We're
that
like,
moment.
Here's
It's
our
yeah,
hopes and
exactly.
dreams.
Well,
I've
the
sent-
moment
that's
I
what it was.
remember was like in this place where I hope we're potentially zeroing in on, but we were the guy who was like leading us around, not our realtor, but the guy that was like the
Yeah.
His
part
space,
of the building. It's his place. He
I'm
was
gonna
like,
call him Rick.
he was like, "What do you guys do?" And like Elliott didn't say anything, and Lee was like, I don't know, maybe not around, and so I was like, oh, my eyesight. Okay.
Suddenly you were wearing a tie
Yeah, I
just
was like,
over your T-shirt.
I was like, fuck, what's the most professional way to say we make stupid videos?
Yeah.
And I was just like, we're a internet production company.
You nailed it.
And
But
they,
also-
You're selling yourself
he
short.
was
You
like-
did nail it.
I
did
also-
I?
Yeah,
Okay.
you
And it
did.
felt like, fuck,
No,
I
you
didn't
did.
know what the fuck we were, and I still don't know what to call us.
But see,
Crowdfunded
also-
comedy production company is what I
Okay, well, I got to just remember that.
Yeah.
Comedy production company feels more professional than internet production company, and internet production company in LA specifically, as opposed to everywhere else.
Yeah,
that you
it
could
just
be a
sounds like,
YouTuber.
oh.
Yeah.
It just sounds like porn. Like,
and honestly,
I think,
Oh,
and
you're
to
right.
that guy who's probably like, oh, one of those, huh? We've had about 4 in the past 6 months. So
He's like, I
Wait, is he doing
also
a
have a
scratch-off
porn
ticket?
site.
So hope for the pot of gold.
Ooh, I got a bonus.
so yeah, that's kind of the thing. is
What were you
that-
saying, Lee? I stepped on you there. At the
Oh
end.
yeah, but the
I-
realtor. You were
Oh,
saying.
I
the
was just
realtor
saying that he
situation.
also was like, oh, I also have a porn site.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It was just such a funny
He's not
LA
very-
moment where like we were like Steve was floundering and being like, we're an internet production company. He's like, I also have an internet production company. Like, of course you
That's
do.
right.
Like,
He totally
he
said
did.
that.
And I'm
He
that's,
totally
it's
said
such an
that.
LA thing of like, I'm an actor. I'm also an actor. And you're like, okay, hobo.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all right. Like,
Yeah.
we all are.
So why am I giving you $5?
Yes. Oh, I'm also an actor. Okay, sir. Yeah, that's exactly it.
He's like,
Well-
have you ever heard of Tyler Oakley? That's me. I'm like, excuse me?
You look
Oh my
different.
god, I would love it if Tyler Oakley was actually a 65-year-old.
Can we have a character that's named Tyler Oakley's, and it's
Yeah.
just a pair of sunglasses named
Yep.
Tyler?
Absolutely.
I think that's our main show.
Oh, great, perfect.
Great.
He's got a really nice relationship with his mother. It's great.
Yeah, perfect.
But congrats, Joe.
Thank
I'm
you.
yeah,
really-
Joe,
I'm
very
excited.
excited.
It's I think it's really interesting because a lot of people don't. I think they just don't get it yet.
No, they don't. No
We
one.
we haven't been at full cylinder. Like we're
Yeah.
at like 100%. What have we been at? Maybe 10%,
If that,
15%.
I would
Because
say 12.5.
Look,
I mean,
12.5,
I
I'd
mean,
say.
Yeah, I'd say
I'd say it, visually it looks like 15.
I mean, I think even
But I think it is like 20% for
not,
us.
but
like,
not even. It's like because we've been kind of like slaves to my work
Sure,
schedule.
sure.
So we're doing
Yes.
things at night. We're doing things on weekends. I also have a family, so we haven't had a lot of time. I'm putting
Yeah.
60 to 80 to 100 hours into other things. So this is a moment for all of our efforts to go into this 120%.
Oh, I think it's really no. I
Yep.
genuinely think it's super exciting in the sense of like we can. It's not that we haven't had a giant plan of like what to do. It's like we have it, and now it's just like, oh man, we got to get that door open so we can just go full steam.
Sure.
you know.
Yeah,
So-
everything has seemed to, in my experience with this process, which has been a significant amount of time. It seems that everything takes about 3 weeks longer than
Oh,
you'd want.
everything does. I mean, in a shocking way.
Which
it really
yeah,
does.
and when you add 3 weeks to 3 weeks, but yeah, well, we're figuring it out, and now
Everything.
it's very
Everything.
exciting.
Yeah. So April 13th is my last day there, and then after that, I
Nice.
mean,
It's my
look, despite
birthday.
being
Ooh, April 13th.
It's
like
my
the
birthday.
like
It's also our birthday.
you know,
Happy
it's
Hey.
It's Friday the 13th.
I
you know
actually
that,
just
right?
did this for you.
It's a Friday the 13th.
It's for you.
Is it really a Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
It is.
Some-
Yeah,
You're
actually,
ending your job, your corporate job on Friday the 13th?
Yeah, that's actually a bad omen.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
Yeah, man.
You're leaving your job off of some white dude's idea to name a movie Friday the 13th?
Actually, no, it's like
Friday
way
the
more
13th
into
comes out.
lore. It's like it's way deeper. Than
Well,
you
the
think
number
that
13
it's
I
just-
know, but like
no,
Friday the
It's
13th
actually
is
like
like
literally an omen thing. But here's the thing.
Is it really?
Yes.
I've
Hold
seen
on.
all the Omen movies.
Hold on,
I don't
though.
remember.
Here's the thing.
It's all for you, Damien. I quit for you.
Mercury is in retrograde.
Oh,
until,
there it is.
Hold
There it
on.
is.
Hold on.
There it
Until
is.
the 15th. And they say don't start any big projects until after April 15th. And bing, bang, boozle. That's what's going to happen.
But
So
we've already started.
Don't shut up.
God,
It's like
okay,
getting
shut
our
up.
thing. It's
Jesus.
We're trying to avoid the
Steve.
cosmic.
Jesus,
You know, it's
Beep
like
bop
I'm just
boop
trying
boop
to
beep
plug
bop.
job
bop.
is-
Hello,
just-
job. Can I not lose you? I can't do this with Steve.
No, if you do that, I'll be
Joe,
infuriated.
that's never gonna
Guys,
work.
Someone's
That's
got
clear.
to someone's got to use their penis to plug the hole in the boat.
Okay, hold on. Joe
You
just
saw
tried to
Dunkirk
call on
too.
a
We
finger
get
phone. Oh my god, please let that be what Dunkirk's about.
Dunkirk does have a lot of holes in boats.
And
Is
if-
just someone uses a penis to plug it up?
That's the end. You know Christopher Nolan.
I actually have not seen it, so
It's
you could
really
say
it's
good.
actually
anything.
it's Michael Caine.
Yeah, you know what? I
Michael
feel like
Caine. Michael Caine.
Michael Caine's penis makes an appearance, but Michael Caine does not.
No.
You guys, Dunkirk was really okay.
See, I that's why I didn't see it, and
No.
also because
I
like
didn't
I'm
see
not super into like war movies.
Dude, I was in
You know what?
Indianapolis for.
I get it.
You get it? Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
not super into war.
I did
movies.
my family came to Indianapolis to see my show, which was really
Brag
cool.
alert.
Yeah, it's super brag alert. Cool family, great family. Sorry to
You've got a
brag.
great family. Brag about it.
Wonderful fun family. I have fun with them all the time as an adult, even, and it's crazy. But we went on a trolley tour of Indianapolis, and as we were driving around, they were like, okay, here's the Veterans Memorial. Here's a memorial toward the Korean War. Over here, we have a memorial toward the Vietnam War.
You were in D.C.
Exactly. And so then they hit me with this. They go, Indianapolis is actually second only to Washington, D.C. in terms of war memorials.
Wow.
And I was like, I got to get off this trolley right now.
Yes.
But it occurred to me that no one else in America cares a lot about
it's very true.
or at least no one in our state cares a lot about like America.
Yes.
And it was nice to see. It was like,
because we're
crap.
inundated with it. I feel
Yeah.
like.
No,
And
but
it's part
it
of
would
our
be actually-
identity.
I do think it would be nice to have more like memorial things.
Me too,
As a
yeah.
reminder, because when we were in Germany, it was like every step and every corner was like, sorry.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Just sorry monuments?
Oh, just so many sorry monuments of like, oh, we fucked up.
Yeah.
And on your left, this is
time.
from
Sorry.
Which
And then
also they get credit for World War
sorry.
II, but like also World War I, they weren't being friendly either.
No. They have a big sorry to say. Like I
This
was
giant
laughing
Band-Aid statue represents.
because-
and if you look to your left here,
In
we
lights.
have
Oops.
There's
My
like
bad.
an earth with like a crack in it, and there's like a Band-Aid over the
Yeah.
crack.
That's exactly.
Oops.
But I really felt like every
Oops and hi.
single turn we did in Germany was like, oh, another one of like,
Yep.
oh yeah.
this is the famous von Hemperfheim statue entitled "My Bad."
Note
sorry.
the umlauts over the A. Elliot, like, do you think that Indianapolis is trying to be the not second to Washington D.C. for
They're like
for
I do
war
feel like
memorials?
maybe as we were passing by, they
They're
were like
building
putting up
another
a
one.
couple more. Yeah.
Like, what if there's just like both sides? They're like, there's like a mole on both sides. They're like,
Yeah.
they're putting up another one.
I do think there's
They're almost
somebody.
gonna have more than
There's
us.
Yeah.
some cigar politician
Yeah.
that's like, I got a lot of memorials.
We've gotta have everyone.
But they're also listening to the weaselly guy in the corner that's like, "Look, if the war memorial thing doesn't work out, maybe we can steal these trolleys from old San Fran."
Yeah.
And I've got a monorail idea. Get the
Dude,
fuck out of here.
we
Go.
went. So we were on this tour, and it was this like really classy, nice guy, and he was super. This will be my subject, by the way. That way, I don't have to pretend that I have something previously planned. But
Wonderful.
we were talking about. He was telling us everything. It was like an hour and a half of everything about Indianapolis. I know everything now about Indianapolis that you guys would ever want to know. And
tough.
When was it established?
18. No, I don't know. You got
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Wow.
Jumped out of the trolley.
But we're driving by this bar, and it's me and it's my parents and my brother and sister-in-law, and we're driving by this one bar, and he goes, "That right there's the Slippery Noodle. It's the oldest bar in Indianapolis, the first bar that was in Indianapolis."
Wow.
And so whatever, we go on the tour for the
Wow.
next hour and a half, and then hours go by. Me, my brother, and sister-in-law, we go to the Starbucks, we get a little work done, and then we're like, let's go drink. And we walk out. It's freezing cold, by the way, horrible,
Always,
snowing in our face, horrid. And we go and we start naturally making fun of the trolley tour guide a little bit and saying like how funny was he talked the entire time.
Like
And-
loudly?
yeah,
or-
and then my brother, who's a big Pete Holmes fan, started quoting Pete Holmes, and Pete Holmes has a joke about McDonald's where you say, "I'm loving it," and then you go, "Fuck you, sir." And so we were walking around saying basically, "Fuck you, sir," to this trolley tour guide
Sure.
as we're walking
All in
into the
good
Slippery
fun.
Noodle. In that moment, the trolley passed by as we're entering, and I'm like, surely that's not the same trolley. And it's the same trolley, same man, no one in there, honks his horn, and then waves at us.
Aw.
And I was like, oh, this is horrible. We're making fun of him.
And then
Yeah.
he flips you off.
He flips us off,
Right.
yeah. But he did it because he was like a teddy bear of a human, and then we were just making fun of. But I was like, what are the odds that trolley passed by at the exact same time? I guess
You know
had.
what that was? That was teaching you a lesson.
Yeah.
It
I
wasn't.
think it's called
It didn't.
No, I did. Of course not.
I think they call
And
it
then you're like,
kismet.
oh, this guy, honk, honk, beep, beep. I like you guys.
Yeah, it was kind of like that, where we were like, oh, we were just mocking you and all that you,
Ellie,
you
you
are.
know
and
the
stand
number
for.
one rule of mocking people is to make sure they're not around.
That's a golden rule.
And to do it in a lighthearted, fun
Could
way.
you just
as well.
imagine, like in a horrible alternate universe, he sits down, he's on his commute to his trolley on Monday morning.
He's
He's
got
like,
his little
"Oh, really
lunch
glad
pack.
I'm a patron of these folks that I've liked for a real long time. Can't
know.
wait to listen to the early podcast." And he gets on, and then he hears this anecdote.
In fairness, we were not being mean with them.
He's like,
But we were
everybody
making
respects
fun.
me and loves me, and they love my
Slippery
job.
noodle. Man.
This is
I'm well liked by the people that I
These
provide
45
service for.
minutes are my 45 minutes. I'll only do things that make me happy.
Or what about this? Even worse. Let's say he goes to like Yelp to make sure people are saying nice things about him, and one of our listeners goes to Yelp. Oh, don't even put it out there. Okay, got it.
A dingle dangle.
There was a point in the trolley tour where
Don't forget, he was a teddy bear-like man, is what
This-
Elliott said.
this guy, he was so sweet, and he was talking. He was like, we've had some celebrities in Indianapolis. He goes, actually, the other day, last year, at one point, I was trying to get a celebrity on the trolley, but I didn't know what he looked like, so I was, out there barking, saying, "Hey, come on this trolley tour," and I told my daughters about it, and my daughter said, "Oh, Dad, that's not my dad said that's not a."
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. My dad said that's not a normal person. That's the writer of The Fault in Our Stars, and those are the movie
what the
stars
fuck?
from the movie, which is the whole reason I was in
John
Indianapolis. Yeah,
Gray.
and then I was like,
John YouTube Green.
but then the tour guide was like, I don't know who the guy is, and then just like kept going, and I was like, oh, I don't know who that guy is. And it was a nice little like, oh. But then of course John
He
Green
would have
didn't go
genuinely
on it.
loved.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna answer this now.
Malcolm Garrett.
Hey, Malcolm, we're recording the Valleycast right now.
Oh, you're busy.
Yeah, we're recording the Valleycast right now.
Oh, I heard of that. The Valleycast thing?
Yeah, you were on the last episode.
I remember that.
What's good?
How
So
you?
you're busy right now?
I'm a little busy.
All right. I was 5 blocks away.
What? How long are you here?
Who counts blocks?
In your area of the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Until I leave?
Well, don't leave, and we'll hang out after.
How long is this Valleycast?
Two
About
and a half
7.5, two, about an hour and a half.
From now?
Yeah.
Oh, that seems long.
Oh, that seems long.
Can I just come over and be silent?
You could come over and be silent, sure.
Is there weed there?
Yes, of course. There's weed here, Malcolm.
Okay. All right. I'm coming over there.
Great. See you in a sec.
What's the address again? Do I have it? What is it?
Yeah, I'll
Does he
send
know
it
that
to you.
he's on the Valleycast?
You're on the Valleycast.
I almost said your address.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, man.
You've got my address. I'll send it to you again, though, just for
All
fun.
right. All right.
Bye, buddy.
Good God.
One of the best people.
Oh, how about that?
What is happening?
I'm not exactly sure.
Mercy.
What is
Hi,
that?
welcome to the.
Steve,
This is one of those episodes, guys. This is a real episode
gone off
9
the
vibe.
rail.
Yeah.
what is happening?
Steve, it's
Steve?
your phone.
Guys,
There we go.
become a patient so you can see Steve's stupid face.
I don't
now.
even fucking know what that could have possibly
That was
been.
Malcolm's ghost. He died right when you hung
Malcolm's
up.
soul got sucked into the phone.
Yeah,
as
it
we were
really,
hanging up
truly
on.
did.
Lee, I feel like you have a really, truly good topic to talk about.
Wait, real quick,
As
because
I
we
wasn't
went into
here.
your topic and we came and went, but we were like, for all you new listeners, here's what we do on this show. we all
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
we all
do
come
that.
to the round table here at the Valleycast. We come with a topic and we all spit it out and then we
Yes.
discuss it. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it.
And we
Yeah.
are, if you don't know who we are, it's Steve Zaragoza, Lee Newton, Joe Beretta, and I'm Elliott Morgan. We're the original hosts of a old channel called SourceFit, but now we've started a new venture called the Valley Folk, which, as we've discussed previously, was a crowd-sourced comedy production company that we are getting up and running kind of this month.
Yeah.
And so it's all very exciting. But thank you for joining us. And this is kind of our first creative project that we've done in the meantime because it was what we could fit into our schedules. But as we go forward, we're going to be doing all sorts of other fun stuff.
And if you're enjoying this
Hi,
audio
Ellen. Good
podcast
morning.
and you want to watch a little video podcast, please subscribe to our youtube.com/The Valley Folk channel on YouTube or become a patron at patreon.com/The Valley Folk, and you'll get this thing in its entirety.
Yeah.
Isn't that fun? Along with all sorts of other perks and fun things to have happen. We also have a live show coming up on April 29th at the end of
Ooh,
this
that's
month
true. I'm very
in
excited.
Phoenix, Arizona. It's going to be at the House of Comedy, and tickets are available on Ticketfly.
Few tickets are
And,
available.
very few tickets are available, so definitely do it. And
gonna be fun.
what we're doing with the show is it's going to be very experimental, very fun. We're going to all hang out afterward. It's going to be a blast. And so if you are in that area, look it up and definitely come.
I know that people that saw this just saw me like really transcend into whatever was happening out the window. But you know when you I don't know, but you know when you get lost on something and you're like, "Oh, I got to get out of here."
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Hold on now.
Where'd Steve go?
Oh, I got to get out.
Steve ran away.
Oh, Steve ran away.
He'll come back. Lee, now we
Yeah.
can segue back to your topic. What do you want to talk about,
can
girl?
I with Steve gone?
I
Steve,
think
you pooping?
I think he's listening.
Okay, great.
I think we're good.
Steve's like, I'm out. I'm done. I can no longer do
I
this.
quit.
Hi, friend. How you doing?
Hey.
Oh, good morning.
Well, you guys don't need me here to do a podcast. I could walk away for a few seconds, and you guys could just carry on.
I panicked. Steve, I panicked.
Yeah.
I was very
What do we
scared.
do?
No,
She dumped in her pants. And it's,
Aw,
full
Lee.
dumped in their
It's
leggings.
miserable.
It's gonna get dark.
It hasn't hit me yet.
oh, it will.
It will. It will. The dump in my pants will hit you. Okay, so I had a lot of different topics I wanted to bring up, but I want to bring up this one.
Cool nails.
'cause
I love what you've done with them.
Oh, thanks, friend. It's
Really all
Easter.
pastel. Yeah.
That is Easter.
Because
Yeah, tell us about your topic, Lee.
Okay, my topic is this guy. You know what? Actually, go, because I would love to talk by myself for a minute. It feels good sometimes just to get out. My topic is to that
It's a bit.
It's
It's a bit, Elliott. God, bit's over. I'm coming back.
I was gonna talk by myself. I had a
I know. I just thought it'd be funny if it looked like we all left
We
at once,
all
but
left,
it
yeah.
just
Oh,
There was
ruined it. I ruined it.
it didn't connect.
Only
wasn't
works
there.
on the video version, though, so maybe subscribe to youtube.com/thevalleyfolk. Or become a patron at patreon.com/.
I've never had
Valley
anyone
folk.
look at me like that.
All right, sorry, Lee.
That's was that a frequency you're not used to?
not fun. I was the only one with headphones on at that moment. You're
Oh,
like,
that must have sounded awful. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I'm just kidding. Okay, so it's on my local news everywhere because we don't have anything in the local town of Coarse Gold /Oker/Yosemite to talk about at all, except for right now Yosemite's flooding. But Logan Paul was kicked out of Yosemite for being a douchebag, and it made me, one, really proud to be a Yosemitean. Two, I don't know if you know how difficult it is to genuinely get kicked out of like a national park. Like it's very hard.
I know.
People do seances.
Mr. Montana over
People
here.
do like, I mean, there's witch coven,
Sacrificing animals and
I
stuff?
mean, all the stuff that happens. And truthfully, like it's a little difficult to get kicked out. You have to be a supreme douchebag to do it. And do not whistle that thing. What is it?
I know
Don't
it.
even worry about
I
it.
saw
Oh
his
my
thing.
God.
I noticed. I didn't know you had that.
I was trying to hide it. I didn't want anybody
hide
to
it.
notice it until it was my turn.
You're trying to hide it in the middle
get
of the
it.
table. Okay.
I
This
understand.
is a ceremonial whistle.
It just was so apparently, and I read a little bit of it, but he came to Yosemite, was filming like an a-hole, and didn't have a spot to stay overnight. Like
The
didn't have
camp
a
was
campground.
full, dog.
The camp was full. Like
You gotta-
didn't
you
plan
gotta
ahead.
set
And then
that up
all of his,
years
like,
in advance.
Logan
You really
Paul-
do.
You really do. Like seriously, I am from there, and I like know the tricks. And it's literally like if you want to get in July, you got to be in October of last year
Yep.
to even try. It's like a whole like wait 2 minutes
If you
open
want
this
that
day.
spot.
Panic. But so he went. A bunch of people were like, "You can stay in my spot," and he's like, "Nah, it's cool. I'll pop some tents on my car." And they were like,
no.
"You can't do that."
Ooh.
And he was like, "I'm Logan Paul," and they're like, "You can't do that." And so they just kicked him because he was
Good.
also like
All right, cool.
recording and all
My
that.
first thought when
Wait,
you
let me
brought-
fill in the deets. There's some deets. Can I
Yeah,
fill in some deets?
please
Because
fill
I
in the
should.
Yeah, I would
should
love
know
more
about
details
this, but I
on this.
do. It was his birthday, and they went up on a
Mazel
birthday
tov.
trip. And Yosemite knew he was coming because I'm sure he was screaming it all over the social
He
media.
was.
Twitter and stuff.
and just out
So they were
loud
ready.
in
So
public.
like they were ready. Like
So like the second this fucking asshole.
yeah, exactly.
does
Whether or
something.
not
Yes.
we like it or not. I mean, he's notorious and he's the YouTuber that everybody knows. So everybody knows that Logan Paul is coming, and they're probably looking for a reason to get rid of him. He's not driving his car. He's driving, I
bus.
think, is his cool bus, is
Yeah.
what he calls
Yes.
it.
Oh, cool. Well,
Yeah.
all right. I mean,
It's a bus.
I'm good.
that he-
I'm good.
It is actually just a sedan. So
No,
but
it's
he
an
calls it
actual
a cool bus.
actual bus that he
station wagon.
retrofitted, put in
Yeah.
beds and stuff and all this stuff. It's his thing.
Of course,
drives
why
it
not?
up there. Doesn't have a spot,
Sure.
so he goes, "Screw it." Filming the entire time, I'm sure. He
Yes.
said, "Screw it. We're just gonna park it, and I will camp on top of my bus." So there was like 3 tents.
Why
on
does he
top
need to
of his-
even camp if
But
he's got a
also, like-
bus with probably like 4 bedrooms in it?
It's also one of those things of like, it's small roads. Like, everyone else is following the rules. Just don't be an asshole.
No way, man. Hey, he's America's
Like, yeah,
sweetheart. He can do
It's
whatever he
cool, guys.
wants.
I got it. Like, but everyone else
Yeah,
is
the
like,
world is his party, bro.
We showed up in October. We got our Lower Pines campground, like you, sir. And he's like, he has like an asshole hat on, and he's like, "Burgy-doo-doo," and you're just like, oh man.
Okay, who do you think could, like notoriousness aside, past aside,
Sure.
what level of celebrity do you think you need to be to be able to come in on your party bus. And like
Ooh,
even with the
that's
whole
tough.
thing booked up,
Do
they
you mean
would
in
let you in.
Do you mean in a national park?
At a national
There
park,
is
yeah.
zero level.
Yeah,
Maybe the
I
president.
I think
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe the president. They take their shit seriously
Wow.
in a
So,
national
I mean,
park.
So Beyonce was not getting a spot.
Oh
like,
no!
No?
See, Beyonce
Kanye
would
is
have
not
done
getting a
her
spot.
job. She would have done her work.
She would have
She
done.
would've
Yeah, or
reserved
she
her
would have had
spot.
someone that would have told her
Yes.
like, "Hey, you need to do this."
Dude, they got it
Absolutely.
buckled up in national
Well,
parks.
we went one time. Delman and I were. It's in April, and it was 420 that day, and like literally,
Yeah, bro.
we got pulled over 7 times in the park,
Just in case.
just in case.
They were like, "We're looking for weed."
I think it was
basically.
just because they like saw Delman, and they were like,
Damn.
pull him over like immediately, and like
Note
that-
to self: bring edibles to
Yeah, I mean,
to Yosemite.
fully. But it was just one of those hilarious things of like literally times 6. We're like, all right, hello, officer. Here's all of our papers. No weed in the car. We're not.
I feel like
it
it has-
was such a journey because they're so strict about it.
Is it because of like forest fires
Yeah,
and stuff,
also
or is it
there's
because?
nothing else to do? Like truthfully,
So they're like, for
they're
sure
like,
people are gonna be-
yes,
yeah.
There is truthfully like, don't get in the river, don't die in the river, don't set off fireworks. Don't.
And the only reason
Sign
why
this
these
waiver
that
rules
says you
exist is
won't.
because people fucked it
Yeah,
up
exactly.
years ago.
So
When we
like,
were there,
that's-
we were doing like that. Like we had to sneak in basically to the river because
Oh,
people
yeah.
were like, "Don't go in the river because it's 4 feet below where it should
yes,
be." Or
we
something.
we fully snuck in,
Yeah.
and it was scary.
It was they were right. It turned
Oh,
out.
you guys
Yeah.
brought
Oh.
out your little inner Logan Pauls. Look
Oh
at
yeah,
you.
we did. We
Look
we
at
went,
you,
Yeah.
we-
you little anarchist.
Was the sentence "Do you know who I am?" said
No,
from the
we-
water?
it
Not by
also-
not by Lee.
never.
I said it a few
Elliott
times.
said it
Sure
a
said-
lot.
yeah.
Do you know who
It's
I
like,
am? I know Lee Newton.
Do you know who I am? Because I
She
don't.
lives over
I've
there.
been drinking since 11 a.m. and I have no idea who I am. No, we actually, because there's the river and like it's really in the right time. It's like one of the best things to do. You like
Oh,
grab a
it's beautiful.
koozie, a beer, you get in your raft, and you just coast down the river. Every scene changes. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. You just do that for like 2.5 hours. Well, there was a lot of rainfall that year, and we overestimated it, and we're like, these assholes don't know what they're talking about. And we jumped in the river and we went down. And there were times where genuinely we were like, turn. We were like,
Yeah, you and
panicking.
Delman,
Me
I
and
saw
Delman
that.
almost divorced. that
I was
minute.
on the raft, and it was like
You
Delman.
literally
It was
like-
Lee at the front of the raft.
Oh, it was so
Delman
dark.
in the middle, and then me in the back, and I was cracking up because
it was our
like.
full relationship of tulipping.
and
Like just
no,
floating.
put your foot out and put it against the branch as we go, and we'll go past it. But you have to put your foot out. And Lee's going, I put my foot out, Delman.
These are fundamentals a wife of mine needs to know.
Like it was.
We
it
talked about this on
genuinely
our
was
wedding
We talked about
day.
it.
Yeah.
a giant panic attack, and the river that looked placid on top was like bucking it underneath.
Guys,
It
there's
was horrifying.
nothing more fun than a tube experience
so
down
great.
a
It was
river.
supposed to take 2.5 hours.
yeah.
We got down there in 40 minutes.
You were flying.
We were flying.
Yeah.
And we were panicking and gonna die.
Oh, that's scary.
It genuinely was
I would have had a
It was
panic
scary.
attack, and I probably would have.
Oh,
it,
man.
It was a
I
mistake.
I
in
drank
hindsight.
the whole way down
Did
and
you guys-
nailed it.
Oh, did you guys
But,
do the
like,
thing where you tie the cooler
Uh-huh.
to your tube and
Yes,
it falls?
and you get that
Oh, and then it
Yeah,
keeps it
water.
cold.
but it's
See,
not
but
so
that's
fun when the
the
thing's like
best.
flying in the
Yeah.
background and making a wake because you're like you're
But
like
see, that's why.
reaching
That's
for
why
it.
you go to
Sweet
that's
tricks
why you
like
go
a water skier.
yeah.
But that's
it's
why you-
scooping into the waves.
Coasting.
Like, I wanted that
jumping.
6-pack.
It gets another 6-pack and puts
There's
it on
like
its
people put
shoulders,
up
and it's
the,
like
the numbers when you go by 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly,
Well,
he's like-
you could just go to Vegas. They have like lazy rivers that are like. I mean, obviously, listen. I know
We could just
it's
go to
not
Vegas.
the same. It's not
No.
nature, but you won't fucking die. You won't
not
fucking
na-
die.
You're not wrong. I'll go to Vegas.
people
Yeah.
people die in
Tonight.
Vegas every night.
Well,
so.
sure, but
Oh,
you're
that's the truth.
you're less likely to die on a lazy river built
I
than
don't
like
care.
a scary
You're
one you're
not
not
gonna
allowed
die.
to go.
You're not
to.
gonna die in
Yeah,
Vegas.
no, I mean, the only reason why you do it is genuinely because when it is perfect, it's like the most beautiful.
Sure,
You're
sure,
just
I
like
can
everything
imagine
is beautiful, and I'm so
Listen, I'm
humbled
just
and-
overly careful about everything, and that's not
Oh,
a
no.
situation I would find myself.
I
in,
think
feel
you
like.
would genuinely
I think you-
hate
Oh,
it.
you would-
Like I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you would.
Like I don't think I'd
violently.
be able to get into like a calm water.
I think we could make him. I think we could make him enjoy
Onto
it.
an
I think you
inner
can
tube.
enjoy it.
We'll get you in a raft. We'll all be in
Yes.
tubes,
Well,
but you'll
just
be in
not
a
like
raft.
that though.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
want to fucking like
Not like that.
raging
No,
waters
it won't be a
garbage.
raging
It
water.
wasn't
It'll
raging.
be like.
I'm
you'll-
sorry, it sounded raging
It
the
wasn't
way
raging.
Elliott
It
was
was-
explaining it.
No, it was whatever between raging and like peaceful and idyllic is. It was like a nice little.
So it
I think
was-
at times truly
It was
scary.
concerning.
I would say at times it was truly scary.
So that's what I'm saying. Then I don't want that.
a little bit,
We'll
not
just
a
have
little
to
bit.
go later on in the year. That's all. It's a nice
When the
thing.
water decides to not go as fast.
You'll look like the little baby elephant from you remember from what was that Disneyland
Dumbo.
ride?
Oh,
Dumbo.
from Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise, yeah, with just a little baby elephant
Okay.
underneath the waterfall.
all right, I'm in.
I will say I'm glad to hear that Logan Paul truly seemed to break a legit rule, because I don't like doing the thing where because it's Logan Paul, they automatically are like ready to kick him
Sure.
out. And I would hope that
Sure.
Yosemite is kicking people out who are doing that kind of crap all the time. And I imagine they are, because they, like you're saying, Joe, they got their shit buckled up or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But look, at the end of the day, Logan Paul wins because here we are talking about him again.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't want to.
No,
Although I
at
don't
the end of the day, he wins because he has a cool bus.
No,
The
he's
moment you said that, I was
you
like,
guys-
I'm in.
You guys are
Yeah.
we're talking
Yeah.
hedonistic
I know.
lifestyle. He's doing actually. Well, can we expand on your topic a little bit? Let's
Yeah.
bring it up.
Does
Look,
it transition into yours?
it can. I will formulate a segue.
Wow.
In the meantime, first let me throw out this one.
Oh, wow.
Not a big
Oh
fan.
my God.
Not a big fan of what the guy does and what he stands for. However, I will concede that I do think Logan Paul has comedic timing and there is some talent in there.
Whoa,
It's
whoa,
just-
buddy. You take your positivity
It's
about
just-
Logan and Jake Paul out of here.
I
Only
said nothing.
negativity.
I said
He said
nothing
Jake.
about
I think
Jake.
He said Logan.
It's not cool if you don't shit on him.
Yeah, Jake is a stump.
Whoa. And we're back to the other.
Logan, well, they're both incredible businessmen.
Shit, now they both win.
Or at least smart enough to surround themselves with an incredible
Yep,
businessman
you're
or
right.
woman or person.
It's fine. You're fine.
But so yes, I will concede that about Logan Paul. But I have a question for you guys because I wonder, and I think I might have formulated an answer, and I'll throw that out as well. Logan Paul is doing, for the most part, nothing that much different than what, let's say, Jackass was doing during our youth. And
I think I would have hated if Jackass came to film around.
loved Jackass.
Did you
Everything
really?
about it. Bam Margera,
Yeah, I loved
Ryan Dunn, Johnny Knoxville.
But
they
like-
were like
but there
fam-
was
wait,
something
wait,
more-
wait,
yeah,
wait,
yeah,
wait,
go
wait.
ahead.
They were like family, and I loved being a part of it. And I loved watching it because when you're youthful, it's like
Sure.
anti-authority, anarchy, all that stuff. Because when you're young, you are surrounded by rules. School, your parents,
Yeah.
everything. Rules all the time. So you are automatically going to drift towards somebody that says no to the rules.
Yeah.
They are above the rules. And you love that because it's also they're causing havoc and chaos for the rule makers. So
Sure.
you automatically drift towards that. The difference, I think, other than us just being older, so that's one of the reasons we want to step away from him, is that he's also right now, and tell me if I'm wrong in this assessment, Logan Paul is more annoying, and so is his brother, because they're representing an industry, a big industry, and most of it,
Yeah, I
our
think
industry,
that is.
he doesn't reflect all of it. He
I
reflects
think it's
some
a
of
big
it.
part of it. Like that when people say YouTuber, they're like Logan Paul, and you're
Right.
like, oh no,
The Jackass
no.
crew, even on MTV, were an outlier
Yes,
in the
yeah,
realm in which
total.
they
Renegade
existed.
in that sense. Yeah.
So it was less annoying, or was I just young and dumb and I liked them
I
because
think
they
it's
were
the
rule
misfit
breakers?
cool kid thing. Like the misfit thing is what Jackass had, where they were like,
Yes.
we're these weirdos who do this crap. But then the Paul brothers seem to have a kind of, no, we're the epitome of cool, and
yes,
this is what you should
totally.
aspire to.
I completely agree
They
with
also
that.
like
Glad to hear
disrespect,
that.
like absolutely fully disrespectful.
And so
like,
were the
yes.
Jackass
But I
crew.
feel like
Yes and no, because they would actually get stopped and stuff like that. Here's my.
I don't know. I was
Yeah.
never into Jackass.
Me
So I don't
neither.
have
I
much of
wasn't
a. I don't
either.
have much of a.
I understand
hat
the
in this-
appeal because-
a gun and a fork in the
a fight in the gun.
You don't have much of a fork in
steak.
the meal here?
I don't
Yeah,
have a fork
yeah.
in the pot roast.
I don't have much of the fork in the macaroni.
I don't have a
Yeah.
ladle in
I
the
get it.
stew, if
Yeah,
you know what
right.
I'm saying.
yeah,
Here's my. This
plunger
is gonna
in
be
the
such a
toilet.
mom argument.
a plunger in the Dell.
Are you ready for a mom argument
Yeah.
about this?
Yeah, go for it. baby.
Here's a legit thing. If you follow up with any of the Jackass guys now,
Oh yeah.
their lives are ruined. Like that whole, I mean, Bam Margera
They're broken,
is like,
for
oh no,
sure.
no, I mean,
Like
truthfully, Bam
Steve-O is a-
Margera
yeah.
is, Steve-O has been in and out of rehab forever. Bam Margera seriously has an addiction problem that's like real.
Well, his friend
Ryan
died in a very
Dunn-
public manner.
Yes,
Yeah.
that. I mean, like literally, if you follow it, it's like one of those things where you're like, oh, I think the numbers on that one are incredibly dark.
But like, if you
afterwards.
showed Logan or Jake Paul like the result of like, I mean, we all watch fucking Red Asphalt in school, and we all like, and we still drive a little over the speed limit or whatever.
watch Red Ass.
You remember Red Asphalt? It's a video where they tried to scare you and the
Never did
the driver's ed, and there would be like fake bloody like car accidents and stuff.
No, I got to watch a lot of birth videos. As the
Okay.
women, they take
Well,
you in
anyway,
the
they
corner
show
and
you
go,
that too in a way to
"Watch a
kind of
crowning
scare you to
moment."
not like
Got
have
it.
sex
Yeah.
also. But it's like, I don't know if that I it's almost like the scared straight like
Totally.
doesn't it, I feel
No,
like
it
that wouldn't
doesn't
work
work.
on them.
But
Obviously, we know it won't lead to anything fruitful for them.
No.
If
I
they
just
keep doing it.
violently agree
if they
with
keep
Elliott
doing
on that. Of that, like you're right. It was a renegade thing. There was these like group of friends that were very honestly weird, and you kind of
Yeah.
loved watching them be friends and weird together. And they didn't like go and kick of strangers in the nads. They kicked each other in the nads.
Right, yeah.
you
Or
know,
had
but-
their strangers kick their friends in
Yes,
the nads.
100%. But the Logan Paul thing is like, I'm so cool. This is the way to be cool. Everything's cool. I'm so like,
Yeah.
that's the attitude of it. I had friends that worked with him. I mean, I won't, but like on one of the shows that he was on, and they literally like the contract was to get rid of him. The contract of like, to continue working on the show.
Yeah.
got
Oh,
shot.
interesting.
That's
You-
funny, yeah.
You brought up something that I like to say to groups that are doing things like we do. When I talk to the Smosh kids when I'm working with them, I always try to throw out the jackass effect. I forgot to mention that, and I think we have that too, the jackass effect. And I think the reason they were popular was because they made it feel like you were hanging out with a group
Yeah,
of friends.
totally. And
Sure.
they were friends. They were really good friends.
You make a
and
great
that's the
point. They
difference.
kicked themselves in the nuts. They didn't kick
They did,
everybody
yeah.
else in the nuts, and that's kind of what Logan Paul does a little
That's
bit.
what I meant
That's
by
what
the
he
respect.
respects,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what he
yeah.
was doing
That's-
in Japan. And
Yes.
still got to give it to them on building an empire, though. Like I can't.
Oh, no,
not
they're
say-
killing it.
Yeah.
They're killing it, yeah.
You got to give.
I mean,
compliments.
if you have a
Johnny
cool
Knoxville is
bus,
just
whatever
killing
you're
it.
doing, like I would love a cool bus.
Is
Like
this all? This is all just for you to get.
I mean,
a cool
bus
I
is
would
great.
love it.
Yeah.
I would-
Can we
I-
get a Valley Folk cool bus?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, why
eventually?
not?
Let's see how the next couple years go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll if we're eating and
Look, hashtag bus life is something that I would.
Oh my god!
genuinely
Imagine
Right.
getting like a
want to
Valley
do.
Folk cool bus and like touring around, and like giving like food to homeless shelters and like help like doing good shit. Like
Yeah,
not
I
just
would
like
Nice,
really
yeah.
love to
going
do
and
that.
have like
or
Why
like
not?
going to different like dog like
Yeah.
little puppy dog things where they rescue and get adoption.
yeah,
things.
just like maybe just like
Get
give
'em all
give like
adopted.
give like the
That's
the
just
shelter
Lee-
dogs
that's just
baths
you-
and stuff. And
Lee's
like
just gonna take all the dogs.
No, that's not true. I've
the
been
fun
told,
bus is gonna or the
It's
cool
gonna be
bus is
filled
gonna
I
be filled
can't
with
have
dogs.
any more.
Yeah.
I've been told I can't have any more dogs.
You
even
can't
though
have
I
any more dogs.
Desperately want a black.
You know what?
dog.
You guys remember how I was like, I want a pig. I really, really want
Yeah.
a pig.
Did you do your research?
So I was watching Riggs while Bree was in Costa Rica.
Riggs
for
is
That
a
is a
dog.
pig.
Bree is Steve's girlfriend. Delman is Lee's husband.
there we go. So
We're gonna
sorry.
start providing a little
yeah,
bit more
we have to
context.
for context. I'm so
Jackass was a show from way back.
Sorry. Yeah, beautiful.
SourceFed was a popular.
Humans come from sperm.
SourceFed had
and
the
an egg.
jackass effect.
Well, and an egg, yeah. Anyway, but no, I was watching Riggs for like 6 days straight,
Sure.
and I was like, oh, yeah, like I forgot, like Riggs is a great dog, like when she can be, and when she's not a sassy little bitch, but
She is a sassy
That's what you
bitch.
get with a corgi.
But I mean, I know, you know what I mean? But it's like I knew for a fact, like, that I would not be able to take care of an animal full time right
Yeah.
now. Like, it was fine watching Riggs for a temporary amount of time. Those things are all over the place. It's okay.
I just realized that I was totally zoned out, and Joe friendlily brought me back to the moment.
he was
Were
just
you
like finger diddling baby.
And were you
No,
like,
but did you see I balanced it really well? Like I balanced. We have a prayer candle that with a little bunch of sumo wrestling babies. There we go. That's all I wanted. Okay, carry on. Sorry.
did you, Joe? Were you being like dad and telling him to stop
Yeah, he
fidgeting?
really was.
No, it wasn't so much that. It's just like
Like, what are you
it was
doing?
more like a dude.
Hey, what are you doing?
Yo, dude. Remember, you're on a podcast.
And
That's
it's
what it
being
was.
filmed.
Yeah, that's all it was.
That's all right. We're a bunch, we all have various forms of attention deficit disorder.
Very true.
Really
But yeah, no, I just was thinking about the responsibility of a pet. Like you're saying, like Delman says, no more dogs.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, fuck, I guess I can't even have one dog. Like I can like Bree and I can
It's
share
a lot.
taking
It is
care
a
of
lot
Riggs.
of work. Genuinely,
Yeah.
it's a lot of. It's.
It is, yeah.
I mean, and then just think about like children.
You have to like hate leaving your house.
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like,
This
I
idiot
don't
with his
have-
kids.
no, I don't think it's an idiot thing, but I'm just saying that seems like if I'm sitting here overwhelmed by 2 dogs, you have 2 full
You
lives.
just, yeah,
to
you
take
have to
care
you have to
of.
be
They're a
okay
lot.
with being home
Yeah.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I try not to be.
Yeah.
I'm
Joe, what's your
100
topic?
Oh, I was. No, yep.
Ooh, you guys just came up with the segue for me. Bam!
Oh,
Boom.
hell yeah.
Speaking
Let's
of
do it.
kids, speaking of Logan Paul and
Wow.
doing this online crap that we do, I wanted to talk to you guys about the concept of curation of image.
Oh no.
This is so interesting. Shut your mouth. I can't wait to hear about what about
I
to
know,
talk about.
Joe
Seriously,
mentioned
because
this to
I
me
was
earlier.
talking about this for about 3 hours
So
today.
I'll tell
Yeah,
you.
remember we were talking about it via text.
Shut up, Steve. So here's where it started.
I'm fascinated because this is like a universe thing.
Okay, so it is a universe thing, and I think it's something that's changing in our society, and specifically the platforms in which we work on. Hi, baby.
Lee's just diddling the candle thing.
So where this topic kind of started for me is that you guys follow me on Instagram, and on my Instagram there's a collection of things of myself, and then there's a lot of stuff that involves my family and my kids, right? And
Yeah,
it's like me
course.
me having fun with Hayden and Jackson, using them basically as props of comedy and love. But then I
Yes.
go through the comments, and people are very nice. They say things like, Joe is such a good dad. Oh my God, I wish he was my dad. Yada, yada, yada. Stuff like that. And it's very nice. And it
You know,
warms
if they
my
say
heart.
daddy, it doesn't necessarily.
I get some daddies.
And I do want to apologize for saying I wish you were my dad
You guys-
so
Yeah.
much. I mean,
I get some
I don't
daddies.
apologize, and I stand by it. Anytime.
So I would say that 80% of the time makes me feel really good, but then there's a 20% of the time where I'm like,
Guilt.
I'm not better than your dad. I'm not better than anybody else's dad, but because what I get to put out into the universe is my choice. And what I
yes.
put out into the universe is moments where I'm having fun with my kids, moments where we're laughing and having joy, and I'll write
This
a
is actually
poem
great. This
or
is a
something
great
like that.
idea. Yeah.
But what I don't put out are the moments that I come home angry from a long day at work, and I
Sure.
project that anger onto my family.
And violently beat them. Yeah.
Right. But the moments where
it's
I like
not often, but
where I'm not,
I think
I'm
you're
not,
violently beaten, if anything.
Yeah,
I think
I
your
violently
children.
beat
Come home
myself.
and they
Yeah.
run.
But what I mean is like there's so many moments that we choose not to put out into the universe, and because of that, I get to put a certain version of myself out there
Yes.
for the fans, for the people, and it's the thing that I'm comfortable with, and subconsciously it's the thing I want people to think of me. But when they do say it, I'm like, it's not 100% true, because I'm not a perfect father all the time. I make mistakes. I'm not a perfect husband nearly most of the time. I make mistakes, and I think that is an extension of the question that everybody needs to ask more constantly,
Yeah.
and that's the question of why. It's the question of when you watch a local news or a national news or a CNN, a Huffington Post, Fox News story, nobody's asking why anymore. When they're watching, they just take the info and they put it in. They're not
Yeah.
thinking actively about it or critically or
What's
analytically.
being presented to them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, but I think that's also the same with ourselves, and I think that's the same with anybody that's in a celebrity
It's
position
the same
at
with
all.
everything, I think. I
But
mean,
it's
yeah.
dangerous, though.
Oh, it's
right?
incredibly dangerous.
How many people have we seen? Sorry, in YouTube. Hey, what's up, man? How many people have we seen just crumble in the past year and a half, specifically on YouTube, because they've been curating their image for a year and a half, and then something happened that was scandalous or different, and their whole empire
Oh,
fell.
yes. Truthfully.
Well, I think to speak on this a little bit, I'm not exactly in the same boat as you, but a similar boat in regard to what is put out versus what is perceived, because I feel the opposite. I feel like you put certain things out that make you look particularly good, but I was having a long discussion with somebody
well, we all do that
today.
Yeah.
But I was
Sure.
like, I feel like there's this running joke that happens, and I understand why it happens because I do all this shit, but like there's this idea that I'm sad all the time, or like that I'm a depressed guy, as
'Cause
opposed
that's
to
what
like
that's what
the
you're
good
putting out
dad,
there.
right? But like,
Right?
but then I took my phone and I go look through my stuff, and I was like, what about this? Do you think, what image do you get from this? And they were like, it looks like you're a happy guy.
This is a recent change.
It's a recent change in the past year.
Yes.
But it's still like, I think it goes back to like, and that's pretty much been consistent. But like the idea of like, oh, Elliott's Mr. Sad Guy or like whatever is not who I am. And then I get pigeonholed. As a result, I think of like a womb or a cocoon of my own making. And so I get it, but it's all like, it's a weird thing to be like,
Right?
no, you don't understand. And I think a desire to be understood on some fundamental level, or to be heard on a deeper level.
I totally agree with that. But it also goes down to a lot of different things. I mean, I have a weird problem with it with the Instagram thing. Like all these Instagram people that are becoming famous, and like not just like, but like Instagram bloggers, Instagram this, and it's like what they put forward is this like highly edited photo of like all these wonderful trips that they're going on that are all sponsored. You know, all these insane things, and you're like, well, what you're seeing. There's like one that I follow, and I follow it just because it irritates me. I don't know if you guys do that kind of stuff. Of like,
Well, there's one guy on Twitter I've recently discovered that I hate watch all the time. It's
I
amazing.
hate watch. I
can't do
hate
it.
watch it. I hate look at it because I'm just like, what is? And it's like this beautiful, like perfect marriage that they have, and I'm like, oh bullshit, like bullshit. You guys, someone gets mad, someone
Right.
is like violently, like a covers thing can turn into an all night fight of like selfishness and all
Yep.
this insanity. But it drives me nuts in that sense. It all, I mean, also on the like, not to pull the cherry card out, but like Also on the
Virginity.
lady
Like
side.
you're a virgin still?
No, I keep calling Cherry like a lady. Like a cherry's a lady. I
Well,
never.
Did you make this change by yourself?
Yes, I
Did you
100%.
tell anybody?
No.
You
no,
think it'll
I've
stick?
been saying it. I'm hoping it sticks.
You know that
I'm
old
like,
rocket ship
calling
thing.
them blonde,
Sorry to
like,
bring up the whole
sorry to,
D-battery
like,
thing.
Keep calling
Sorry,
a dinner
guys,
plate what a dinner plate
I
is.
was
You understand.
I was pine coning over here. My bad.
Oh, sorry, Joe. We didn't know you were pine
Cherry
coning.
kind of makes sense.
Guys, I went to this place last night and I was Robert Frost.
That's exactly what I want it to be. What would that be though? Would that be a cold man or a depressed man?
like a dignified, like maybe like a.
It actually
commander.
works. I really
A little
like
bit.
it.
It kind of works. It really does. Okay,
Anyway.
Robert
That room like
Frosting.
Robert
Sorry,
Frost.
Lee.
So, Lee, yeah.
On the cherry side of
On the not to go all pine cone on
not
you
to go
guys.
all pine cone on you guys, but no, not to like on the woman side of it. There is still that thing of like we've kind of moved into body positivity, but there's still like violently those like hyper editorialized things, and like Beyonce is one that I follow that like everything is fucking perfect with that woman. Everything is, and you're
Yeah.
like, where's the like ass dimple photo? Because that would be really dope to see. Because I know
Show me
it's
ass
there.
with some stretch
Well, there are
marks.
Show me ass
definitely
with some
celebrities
stretch
that do
marks.
that. There are definitely
T-minus
celebrities
So
that
many-
do that.
oh, there
T-minus
definitely
what?
is.
5
Yes.
months.
Yes.
That picture will come out, and then it'll be a calculated maneuver where
That's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying,
yeah,
though. Like,
this
that's
is
the
me at
thing.
my honest.
I'm
and then
so
it
bored.
blows
Yeah,
up.
it'll
I
still
don't
be
care.
photoshopped a
If
little
it's
bit.
photoshopped, if it's real, I don't think I care. I don't think I care.
I think it would. Do you think you'd care if it was such an issue for your image? Like
I think
as a
because
woman,
I'm not a
'cause
cherry, I
get-
can't speak as a cherry.
Sure.
So I
And
think
thank you
I just
for-
can't really like if you're gonna present to me some Photoshop thing, I'm probably not gonna be as attracted to it as if it was
Do
more
you
real.
ever see like a Chris Hemsworth thing and be like, oh, I'm sad that I'm not as
I just can't
buff
really. I
as-
just don't. If anything, I go, man, that's really good lighting.
Okay, but that you so
But
now
I-
we're talking about like a gender thing because
No,
like
and I'm not
totally
trying
Or
to
just
get-
being
I'm just
fake,
getting
being
to, like,
fake.
No, but like
fake.
totally
Yeah,
like the
fake.
I think it is slightly self-destructive or inappropriate or problematic to kind of like to have that image be the perfect
Yes, it is.
the
pro-
perfect
it is
image of a
problematic
woman or the perfect
because-
image
Sure,
of a
totally. I
teenager
agree,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But I do feel like body positivity is like kind of a new thing.
No,
and
I
it's
think
kind
it
of
is.
creeping
It's
in a
creeping
little
in,
bit,
but
and
I
we've
do
got our
also
Amy
think
Schumers, and we've got our
even
like
that is so calculated. Like
Sure,
we've seen on
sure. Well,
and
you
that
gotta
where
be-
it's
you
like,
gotta go easy on
like this,
people.
like,
You can't
no,
just-
I'm not. I'm
nothing's
just saying, like,
nothing's an instant. Nothing's an instant.
You gotta go easy on people.
You know, like the whole cherry thing.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
I understand.
I
As a
wonder,
cherry-
too-
It's gonna take a while.
I think I may be coming from a place of like being in my 30s now and being like
Oh, yes.
attracted to like if it's a perfectly photoshopped image of a woman, I'm like heck yeah. And then if it's like not and they're like they got all these imperfections you can see and I'm still like heck
yeah.
yeah. But like when I was a 12-year-old boy, like I think they're marketing for 12-year-old boys
Yes.
with a lot of this stuff.
Or even other
and
women,
And 12-year-old
yeah.
boys want they want their Venus goddess because that's all they know. So I think it might have something to do with just like aging and your
I
horizons
was talking to
broaden.
Jared Sleeper about this yesterday about how he feels like he, even though he's not a dad, has transitioned in the dad place in his life where he's like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care about what I'm wearing. I don't care about what I'm doing. Like, I'm going to grab the woman that has the bones and,
Yeah,
and he's
whatever.
Like, I don't care. We're waving on camera.
Okay. All right, Malcolm. Wow. Were you holding that in the whole time,
Yeah,
waiting
he
for the
was.
perfect
He
time?
was
Really
waiting.
good.
He was like,
I was
go-
hoping to do it at a moment.
circle back.
but I haven't.
To circle back on what I brought up is that I also come from a place where I think it's incredibly important to find the balance of 100% genuine honesty and
Yeah.
curation, because I also don't think you should put your entire life out there for the world to see. That's a pressure that you don't
No, I
need
mean,
as a human being.
Yeah, especially if you're like in a relationship with someone, a very public
Yes.
relationship with someone, and then like you suddenly
I
break
gave
up or
him
something.
everything.
Yeah, it's like I
I
mean,
gave him all that I
we've
had.
seen it.
I just-
and
Dude,
it's
I
like-
did it. I went public. I've been gone public with literally everything.
I mean, same. I
basically.
went public with my marriage and
everything.
divorce, and
Most
my
things.
relationship with Bree, and it's like, what the fuck?
And it's like it gets to a point where I'm like, went too far. I overcorrected because I used to hide everything and think it was all so precious, and then I overcorrected
So-
and got to a point where I was like,
I
not
guess
important.
my stance is, yes, calculate the image that you want to put out there. Try to be as honest as you can without going 100%, because I think, again, moderation is key. Either way is horrible if you go too far. But as a viewer, as somebody taking in our stuff or Hollywood or whatever, politics, somebody just sitting at home looking at their computer or their
Is the
phone,
AC okay? Is that gonna pick up?
It's fine.
on-
Yeah,
Okay,
I've had
cool.
it on for 10
it's just
All
like
right, cool.
ask why or go or just like take your thinking one step farther because it's healthy as a viewer as well to go, I respect person A that is a YouTuber that I really like, but I also know this isn't 100% truth or reality.
Totally.
And it's all entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I would add on or at least counter a little bit that I actually don't. I think if you're going to choose between one or the other, I would vote to be as honest as possible, only because I think that it's easier to come back from. You always have a leg to stand on if you're like, yeah, that I did say that and I did do that. Like rather than go, oh yeah, I'm in this position now because I didn't say anything and da 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 da.
I'll counter your counter though with as soon as you put 100% of your life out there, your 100% of your life becomes your brand.
Yeah.
And that's a
Yeah.
different type of pressure. We've seen recently people fall apart.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
when
We
that
have seen
occurs.
And I would
families.
counter, Joe, that you could never put 100% of yourself out there, even if you tried.
And I
But
would
what, this
counter-
motherfucker's like pine coning me over
And
here.
He's
I-
pinecone you
I did
fully.
pine- Pinecone you.
Pineconing you fully. And also, I would counter that we said there'd be no math. So that's,
Yeah, now I gotta write
I
shit
gotta,
down.
now I'm
and it's like, who's got
overwhelmed.
time for this?
This is
So
a good
thank
talk.
you.
Good subject,
Yeah,
Joe.
it's a great
I like that
I'm glad you brought it
subject
because
a lot.
I feel vented.
vindicated.
You don't seem as sad now.
Thank you so
your,
much.
your brand has shifted from sad to like
you're so sad. No, I'm not.
your brand was
But in
sad
all
for a
fairness,
bit.
I've seen Elliott elated, and it literally is like, yeah.
Ooh, can I
There it is.
before we
This is
move on to
great.
the
There's that
last topic?
Yeah,
topic,
last
right?
topic.
Yeah.
Can we can cut this out if this doesn't go anywhere, but like for me, if I was to answer this question I'm about to ask is what is the thing that you put out there that maybe isn't, if you're honest, 100% true all the time? For me, it would be like, I put out there that I'm this great dad and funny dad all the time, but of course I'm not. Do you guys do
Yeah.
anything that you're like,
I think
maybe it's not that all the time?
I put out that I go outside far more often than I do. Like I never, if I could live on my couch in my house all day long, I would without hesitation.
And that's why
Yeah.
you're a perfect dog mom.
I think so.
Yeah.
Also, like I
This brings
wouldn't
us back
put
to Rick's.
money.
Yeah.
I don't hate putting makeup on, but it is an exhausting process. I don't mind it when it's done, but it's one of those like all of that. I wouldn't do
Oh
that.
man, the amount of work that you guys have to go through. Is
It's too much.
Ridiculous.
It's just
No, thank you.
tiresome. But also, like we were in Palm Springs. I hadn't shaved my legs in months, years, because Delman
Yeah.
doesn't care as a human being. 'cause he's a very- Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. I don't think.
I like it
As
like
long
I'm
as
going
the
on an
parts are still
excursion.
there, there you go.
man.
I hope that's what he told you. I hope he went, as long
As long as
the parts are still there.
I mean, truthfully, I
Is that what you put
think
on your
it
Valentine's Day
happens a
card?
lot, like you still got a butt.
Dear Lee,
Okay.
as long as your parts are still there,
Oh,
we'll
God,
always
honestly,
be together.
That would be he would really be like, I thesaurused this, and I really put effort into it.
That's
I
great.
love it so much. But no, I had like the hairiest legs of all time, and I walked out, and I was like, no. Like, he fully was like, oh, that's you can be your own woman. That's disgusting. I was like, got it.
Are you guys ready for my topic?
I kind of am.
Yes.
Oh, no! I have one more week of that, and then it's
I
dead
just had
forever.
drinks with Mike Falzone where he said you guys already did this throughout the entire. Oh my god! There it is.
You got,
Yeah,
and
we
you,
did,
you
we
have
did.
one more.
What is that from?
It's just a
Sandlot.
meme.
It's just that meme.
It's a meme.
It's that meme that he's in love with.
It's a meme that I love very much.
Tragically in love with.
So, guys, I a long time ago, I was sent information about. You guys know famously that I like things that make sound. I like sounds. I like
Yeah.
loud
Yes.
sounds.
Are
and
you
weird
about
sounds.
to tell this?
Oh yeah.
I can't
so
wait.
I did this on Dynamic Banter
Okay.
already, but I have to share it with
You
everybody.
have to, yeah.
I have to
Yeah,
share it
sure.
with you guys.
I'm not a partaker of that crappy show, so I'm.
Oh, don't
here
worry,
we
it's
go.
fine. I'll give you the abridged
I'm
version.
just
actually
joking. I
really
love
like
Dynamic
Dynamic
Banter. It's
Banter.
very
Oh, that's
good.
so
You guys
nice
should
of
all
you.
go
You
listen
guys
to
stop
it right now.
Stop it. But yeah, it is
That was
on
a
iTunes.
cynical.
and,
That was a
it's on Google Play.
cynical joke. I really pine coned you
put
right
out,
there.
You pine coned it hard. It's aggressive.
Pine coning means 17 things.
It's like
And you got to
squash.
know which one it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was sent information on this pretty curious item a long time ago, and I did research on it, and I fell in love with it, and I've always wanted one, and I finally got one,
I know. No.
and it's called It's called an Aztec death whistle.
Oh no! Like
That's what I call my
Also,
dick.
why? Like, honestly, why? Like, why?
Hey Doc, you want to see my
You wanna-
Aztec
hey, baby?
It's such like
death
a
whistle?
Whip out
Steve
my
thing
Aztec death
to
whistle?
just have.
There's
is there
my
anything
ceremonial
that can make the most
ash
annoying
sack.
sound of all time? Steve's gonna have it.
You're gonna do a horrible thing, aren't you?
I know he is.
I'll give you guys the description on Dangerous Minds, which is a great site I like.
It's also a very.
I know,
I love
like
Malcolm's just
Malcolm
out there on the
sitting
balcony.
outside, having a great
But
time.
Dangerous Minds is a great site, dangerousminds.net. It's got a lot of really cool shit. But what they have to say about the death whistle is pretty great. So here's what they say. The Aztec death whistle, sometimes described as the scream of 1,000 corpses,
Jesus Christ.
is a
That would just be silence.
is a frightening sound indeed. Check this out. The skull-shaped
Correction. That would be silence.
Deafening silence.
The skull-shaped whistles discovered only 20 years ago by archaeologists, which is crazy.
Created only 20 years ago by our marketing department.
Listen, we're dismissed as toys or
Guys, look what I found.
they were dismissed as toys or guys, you won't believe it. It's a skull.
Scraping off the Made in China
It's
sticker.
not resin. It's not resin.
Get Hot Topic on the line quick. The skull-shaped whistles, which were only discovered 20 years ago by archaeologists, were dismissed as toys or burial trinkets. That is, until someone decided to blow into one.
Oh Jesus, who's that asshole?
What should we do with it? I don't know. Blowing it?
We tried
He's like,
blowing
I
it.
tried
here's
my
the cool
dick
thing
in
about
it,
it, though.
and it's a no.
Here's the cool
I'm gonna
thing.
Try blowing in it now.
Listen to this. Archaeologists and historians still aren't exactly sure what the Aztec whistles were specifically used for. Some suggest the terrifying sound the whistles make were used as a weapon of psychological warfare to scare the shit out of their
I
enemies.
think it was like a fidget spinner.
Imagine hundreds of these whistles going off at the same time. Others suggest these whistles were used as a send-off to the dead during burial ceremonies or perhaps for
tracks.
human sacrifices.
Ooh.
So it's such a new thing
Apocalypto Mel
that they've,
Gibson.
that they've discovered.
Yeah, it
that
feels like that.
They haven't quite zeroed in on what its original purpose was, but I have one right here.
Jesus.
This is a replica of an
Okay,
Aztec
it's a
death whistle,
replica, thank
and
God.
uses the exact specifications of an original Aztec death
I don't know
whistle.
if I'm ready.
Real quick, do we want to take our headphones off?
No, not at all. No, it's not.
Alright.
It's not loud. I'll play it in.
Is it gonna be that note that makes everyone poop?
I'll play it in such. No, it's not the brown note. No.
Okay.
I'll play it in such a way that it won't hurt anybody. But it's a very
Did you try
terrifying.
and stick your wiener in it?
Not yet.
Wait, real quick. What's the brown note?
The brown note's from South Park.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like a note that would make you
makes
shit
everyone-
yourself
yeah.
instantly.
Gotcha.
I don't watch
Yeah.
South Park, yeah, so I
Okay.
flew
Well,
right
anyway,
over.
You'd love it.
without
I
further
know.
ado,
I need to watch it.
ladies and gentlemen, listeners of the Valleycast and my friends, the Aztec death whistle.
I can't believe you're not hitting oh wow, oh my god before you're doing
I
this.
know. I can't either.
Oh
Hold
boy,
on.
oh wow. That is frightening.
Yeah,
Imagine being
I get it. I got it.
like imagine being in your house and like Steve showed up and he snuck in at 2 in the morning and he did that while you were
Guys,
asleep.
I'm not kidding. When my right nipple is
Man.
hard.
Hang on, I want the audience to get a good look at it here. For the
Oh yeah. So definitely sounds like a little bit of a choo-choo train.
Yes.
But a
No,
terrifying
it
choo-choo
sounds
train.
like women screaming.
It
Yeah,
sounds
it does.
like-
I
it
see,
sounds
I
like
hear the
women
corpses thing
screaming.
for sure.
So imagine multiple of
so
those.
hundreds. Imagine hundreds as a battle cry.
No,
I mean, it's terrifying. I mean, just
that didn't sound as cool.
It is
Sounds like a
actually
blow dry.
horrifying. And
Okay.
Good God. Yeah.
it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's awful.
yeah, man, it actually it really delivered.
Malcolm, what are your thoughts?
Nah, it sucks.
You gotta really give it a go.
Yeah, blow real
Yeah,
hard.
you're about to go into Worley. I mean, you're about
blow
to
real hard into it.
I couldn't
Scare
I
your
couldn't-
enemies.
You need to tear their souls out of their body.
Would you?
I can't.
All right.
Guys,
It does sound like
bad
a
at
lot
blowing.
of effort.
I think you need to set it up a little.
Yeah,
Listen,
more
we've all
people-
fucked each
All right,
other.
now
It's
more
fine.
Joe's
people
holding
eat
it.
it.
Joe's
Listen,
wiping.
the only people that put it in their mouths are sitting here right now.
That's true.
So-
And also, every one of us has tongue mouth.
yeah, we've all
Joe,
fucked each other
Joe's
basically.
still
I think you have to
cleaning it?
set up the scene though, because then that really gets your soul into the whistle. So it's
Okay.
like, hey guys, hey Steve, thanks for inviting me over to your party. I brought the Coco soundtrack.
It is.
Oof, I'm in such a bad mood now.
I am
No, no.
in such a bad
That was
mood.
track 1. Let me hit you up with track 2.
no,
These
no.
geniuses at Pixar.
Don't do it into the mic.
No, stop. Stay away from the microphone. And also, I'm so angry.
No, I'm so angry. Also, my butthole has clenched fully. Has anyone else's butthole clenched?
You know that
Yeah, but
feeling when all of a sudden
mine's
you're not
clenched for
having
different
fun?
reasons.
Yeah, sure.
This podcast
Elliott,
is going
you
so
blow
well.
into it now. Give it a
Good.
good hard blow, baby.
Give it a.
You just
It
sound like
just sounds like a
smoker.
hairdryer on
Yeah,
you. It
I
really
mean,
does.
Malcolm, you want to blow it? Give it a good,
Malcolm's farther
so
away,
upset.
so
give it
this'll
a
give
good
us-
hard black man's
Yeah, Malcolm,
blow.
blow it from way over there.
No, blow it on camera
Dang
here.
it,
so
that didn't
everyone
work.
can see you.
Yeah, it does feel weird.
put the Vuvuzuela in the mouth of that.
That would be insanely way too much.
Oh, he's the only one that used the neck strap.
I know you are the only one that uses the neck strap
I'm a fucking professional.
because he's a professional.
He's indicating.
Too close to
There
me.
he
It's
is.
too close to me. It's too much
Big
facing
hard blow, hard. That's not a hard blow. Dude.
Me. Yeah,
That's not. You got it. You
I
got it,
didn't want to
Dude, face up.
dude.
Face up like a war crap.
Dude, seriously, give it like a deep fucking blow all the air in your body, that boy.
Okay, that was pretty good. That was
It's
pretty
interesting. There's kind of it only goes so loud.
Yeah. No matter how loud you blow
I
into
think
it.
that's for the best.
Pissed off.
Right.
Aztec warriors.
Yes.
Oh no, I'm done. It
Culturally,
would.
That's not accurate. but
I
you
would
get the idea.
wake up and I would throw myself in a fire.
So we all love like.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Thank you, Malcolm, and thank you for being here,
everybody.
Malcolm, everybody.
Barrett.
Malcolm Barrett.
Malcolm Barrett.
NBC's Timeless.
Back for season 2,
Back for season
baby.
2. Clock
Two
blocker.
and
AMC's Preacher. AMC's Preacher.
AMC's Preacher.
Yeah. What is it? Sundays?
We don't have to promote.
You could say it. Just say
Clock
it.
blocker.
Valley
NBC
folk.
sent
We'll
Valley
promote
folk.
Valley folk.
What's when does
Watch out for
Timeless
that.
come on?
Comes on all the
that.
time.
Okay.
Comes on all the time.
Watch it on your streaming.
Just Google
service.
it. Just Google it. You're a real armchair, Malcolm.
Cool. How long
All
have we
right.
been going for this podcast?
We're good.
All right.
We're good.
Oh, I love it. I love that question.
Hey,
after the
are we
streaming
done? Can we be
death
done?
guy-
So, guys, thank you for giving me an opportunity to share the Chinese death
Oh, you're
whistle.
so
Or I'm
welcome.
sorry, the
Chinese death whistle.
Please don't send him a Chinese death whistle. I beg of you guys.
I want
please
all.
do
I
not
want
send him
all
a Chinese
the.
death
Yes,
whistle.
please send me a Mexican death whistle.
No.
I want.
Please do not send
By
him.
the way, thanks to you, I have been getting a couple black gangbang.
Yes, I knew that.
A black
I
what?
Knew that was gonna
Black
happen.
gangbang.
Black gangbang.
Oh
tweets.
yeah.
I
Thank
knew that
you.
was gonna
I
happen
actually saw
too.
material I hadn't seen before. So.
Good.
Well, I'm glad I couldn't make that
Oh, this is
happen.
new stuff.
I knew the second. I knew the
Dude.
second that he asked for.
Oh, so this
none.
wasn't you being mad. This was you just saying I got some and I'm happy
No,
about it.
I'm acknowledging that I got the black gang.
Nice work. I'm
not
so happy.
saying
Great work,
don't
audience.
send me anymore.
That's
Good
this
job, guys.
audience
I'm
here.
saying
Yeah.
it worked.
So what I'm
Nice
saying to you
work.
now is, as an impassioned plea, do not send him a Chinese.
Hey,
death
I just want to say thanks to the Valleycats
Yeah.
for sending tweets
Also-
to Malcolm.
Also, a lot of people are out there saving the world.
No.
There's a lot of injustice
Joe.
out here, and a lot
No,
of people
Valleycats
doing a lot of
doesn't
things
work.
for charity. So thank you guys for putting your efforts in and sending me that black gangbang tweet.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. If you could not get out of my microphone. Please.
Hey, guy, can we just say before we go, Joe hates the idea of our audience being called the Valleycats.
I don't.
Yeah, I hate it too.
I don't hate
No,
it.
you
Yeah, I
liked
don't
it.
like
You
it.
were with me, Lee.
I liked it.
The only one who didn't like it was Joe.
Look, it doesn't make sense to me. It's more of a jazz feel, and I don't feel like
Yeah.
we're
no,
rocking
it's like
much
alley
of a jazz.
cats. It's like
I
alley
know what
cats.
it's like.
I know what it's. Yeah, I agree with.
There's
Joe
no
a little
alleys in the
bit.
valley.
Maybe it has a
Gonna
little
throw
bit
that
of
out there.
a West Side Story kind of.
It
I
like
like
doesn't.
Valley Folks.
I mean, we're already the Valley
I
folks.
know, it's hard.
Here's the
No, it
thing.
can't be Valley folks.
Here's
yeah.
what I concede. I concede that it's not my choice, and it's actually the choice of the whatever they want to call themselves, as long as it's
You're
not
right.
the
It's
Valley
not your
Cats.
choice,
Yeah,
Joe,
way
because
to
there's
poison
four of
the well.
us.
Yeah, and also
Oh, I think it's also just like a viewership thing.
Oh, I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Death
yeah.
whistle. Where's
I
the
just
death
like
whistle?
I like the folks. I don't like the Valley folks because that messes up SEO. SEO.
Of
SER.
course, this is where he comes in.
Just
He's
saying,
Like,
it's
Hey,
important.
Elliot,
Focus.
our meetings are on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Oh.
No, they're not.
Well, guys, listen. Thank you so much for listening to the Valleycast. Do we have any plugs?
I mean, we plugged
Just
a
the
lot
show.
at the
We
beginning.
plugged it. Yeah.
I do want to plug. I just want to iterate a bunch of
Yes.
stuff. Is that it's amazing how many people don't realize the things that we've done and the things that we're doing and the plans that we have.
You're
So
right.
it's
Like even now, people are like, "You guys have a podcast."
you're-
I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think they get it. I think we're good.
But if you're a fan of this podcast and you're listening right now, please, because it helps us and it's going to help us build this, go subscribe to our YouTube channel,
Oh, yes.
youtube.com/thevalleyfolk. Consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/thevalleyfolk. Follow us on our Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, because we also live stream on Twitch every Wednesday
Every
night.
Wednesday.
That's twitch.tv/thevalleyfolk.
Yep, you got to.
It's the Valley Folk on everything, and it's just very important. As much as you want to support this, help us build those numbers, because the more we build those numbers, the more we get to build this operation.
And truthfully,
and we're going for it.
we're going for it.
We're
And
going
really,
for it.
I can't wait. Like, I am so excited to like really just show you guys everything that we like. That's what I get so excited about. It's like less about even creating it and more just like being like, look what we made for you.
You're talking about your
know?
nudes that you're gonna leak?
Oh,
shit!
absolutely.
You're leaking
And
nudes?
people
Does
are
that
going to be
remind you?
very upset.
Nude spoiler, little nude spoiler over here of Cherry Girl.
I'm sorry. I thought it
It's not a cherry girl. A cherry is
is a girl.
Yeah,
But you've
right.
heard the song, "She's my
My
little cherry girl, do 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 with the
don't know
pine
that
cone
one.
world." And
Stop it.
There
Stop
is
the podcast.
cherry babe.
I don't want to do a real song.
I know. She's my cherry pie.
Right.
Looks so good, make a
Miss
grown man
American
cry.
Pie.
Thanks for
Ooh,
listening,
that's a good
everyone.
Oh yeah. Oh, what about she got the way?
We're done.
to
We're done. We're
movement,
done. We're out. We're out. We're out.
cherry. She got the way to movement. You know that one?
You are my cherry,
My only cherry. You make
give
me
me gravy.
All right, bye
All right.
everybody.
Bye.